Well, an insult to injury kind of night. They lose Xander Bogaerts earlier in the day due to a foot fracture, and then the Padres don't show up against the Twins, a depleted Twins team that made 7 trades sending major leaguers out at the deadline, that had lost 11 of its last 14 coming in, had been just abysmal, and the Twins basically handled the game. The Padres did rally there late. They sent tying runs to the plate in the ninth inning, could not come through in the clutch as the Twins take game one. The Padres have lost 4 of 5. They may benefit from the Dodgers losing in the ninth to the Diamondbacks tonight at Dodger Stadium. Still, at best, they're 2 games out, and this wild card race is tightening all around them as well. So make your way in and subscribe. We are here for you. Obviously, year-round content for Padres fans when it's good, when it's bad, when it's ugly. There's just a ton to react to here tonight with Bogaerts and then the way this team is playing right now. So please subscribe to the channel. As you know, we have year-round content for you. Smash the like button for us. Follow us on X at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. We appreciate your support of the channel with the Super Chats. We really do. On this Friday evening, we see the first couple of supers that have rolled in from Rocket 8-2. So we'll get to those coming up momentarily after we react to this game. If you want to become a member, you can click the join button down below. But it was going well, Jim, and now it's not. I mean, they had won the first 2 games of a Dodger series. They blow a lead on Sunday, and it's kind of unraveled since. Lost Sunday, lost 2 out of 3 in Seattle, had an off day, didn't take advantage of it. Lose today 7-4, lose Xander Bogaerts for at least the next few weeks earlier in the day. And the Padres are just trying to hang on to their positioning right now. I mean, certainly the division remains in reach, but everything's a possibility. They're making the postseason. They're 7 games up in a playoff spot. But anything from the 6 seed through the 2-3 seed, I guess, remains a possibility. But this team is not playing good baseball, which is concerning as the calendar is about to flip to September. You're muted. One of those. Yeah, just who knows what you said? You could have said like the worst thing ever there.
Can you hear me now?
We can, because you're not muted.
I literally didn't touch anything. Fucking piece of shit. What I said was a week ago at this time, I'm going to just hold my hands like this for the entire fucking show. A week ago at this time, they were tied for the National League West. Now, we'll see what happens in this Dodger game. Luckily, the Diamondbacks are up 3-0 in the 9th inning, heading to the bottom of the 9th. So if they hold off the Dodgers here, tonight kind of just washes itself out as far as the standings go for the National League West. But still, I mean, from tied to 1 up to then 2 back all within a week. And by the way, the wild card standings are kind of getting tighter and tighter here. 4-5 isn't guaranteed. You got to watch out for the Mets. And you play the Mets 3 times in September as well in New York. And we know how the Padres have fared against winning teams on the road this year. They were 1-9 in series against playoff teams on the road this season, and they play the Mets in New York. So we'll see how that goes. But overall, tonight was, I know they got the tying run to the plate in the 9th inning, but I can't look at that as a positive tonight. You lost to the fucking Twins. That's pathetic. And it's how you lost. It's not that you lost to them. Yeah. It's how you lost to the Twins. I can stomach taking 2 or 3 and one of the, like, if they win the next 2 tonight, okay, you won 2 or 3, yep. Right?
Yep.
And that's what we were kind of saying is like, you take 2 or 3 in your next 7 series or whatever it is, or the next 16 games, you go 11-5.
Right.
Like, that's good. We'll see how good that possibly could be. But that with 11-5, and if you count it out, that would mean you could win every series if you did it right.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't have a sweep, you would win every series if you did it right. But the most troublesome thing about tonight is just how they played. Like, you had the error there in the 4th inning that led to 4 runs.
That was the game.
That was the game. Yep. It was an awful error.
Yep.
Luis Arraez and Manny Machado continue to be MIA. They're just really, I mean, Manny Machado struck out 3 times tonight. He's awful right now. He is flat out awful. And the thing is, you make these trades for high leverage relievers and you're not using these high leverage relievers.
Yeah, you're using Yuki Matsui every night.
Yeah, like all week long, you've essentially used the middle part of your bullpen, which is not the strength of your team. So yeah, your top relievers, they're rested. But you trade your number one prospect and probably the number one prospect in baseball for a reliever, you got to use that reliever a lot. And right now, Mason Miller, it's like he's pitching twice a week, maybe at this point, So it wasn't that they lost tonight that I'm upset with. It's how they lost tonight, which is what I'm upset with.
Yeah, I think it's very fair. I mean, you've heard us say literally 100 times over the last 7 years as Manny goes, the team goes, and he is going sinking downward right now. His last 7 games, he's 4 for 28 with an RBI. He has struck out in 10 of his last 28 at bats. He's hit 143 with 4 singles in his last 7 games. So he is completely sideways. And offensively, they haven't been fully sideways. It's not like they're scoring 1 run every single game. That hasn't been the story of the Padres here over the last week or two. But it's hard to fully get by with a Manny Machado performing like that. And tonight it's up and down this lineup. They showed the numbers of Zebby Matthews, and we were watching, Jim. I mean, his numbers were awful. When he had fallen behind in counts this year, opponents were hitting 615 off him. The batting average was 615. Now, he's a strike thrower. Good for him, because otherwise his ERA would literally be 30. But, you led in this game 1-0 and 2-1. Again, a night where, you have leads. You don't hold them. Listen, the Cronenworth thing, it can happen. I saw the quote in the article from Kevin postgame. He took complete blame. He's like, I lost us the game. So, I understand. We're human beings. Things can occur. So it's not hard to be like, Jake, how could you let this happen? It's a ball that he didn't field. We've all played sports. We understand how fickle this type of thing is. And he is a good sound fielder, and we all agree with that. But for it to unravel like this, is really you just feel as if the calendar, you're kind of running out of time, but you're not fully running out of time. And remember what we said a couple of weeks ago. It's like there's multiple ways to get to 90 wins. Like, you want to be hot at the right time. You want to be healthy at the right time. And they're not hot or healthy. And now there's time. There's a month to play, but the time's starting to run out. And I'm with you where I'm not going to go crazy tonight not knowing if they win this series or lose this series. But some of the indicators like Machado, Arraez's poor play for an extended period of time, the injury to Bogaerts, of course we've been up and down on Bogaerts, but it's still a loss. You're dealing with King, you're dealing with Merrill, and you can't afford anything more is my basic point. Like, where you are, okay. Anything else is like a levee breaking type situation potentially for the Padres. I feel like they have to get healthier to give themselves a chance to win this division and potentially make a deep run in the postseason. And I'm just concerned, is what I would say. I'm concerned based on what I'm seeing right now, knowing that nothing has been determined, but it's concerning their play over the last week.
What's crazy is we've spent a lot of time this year talking about Fernando Tatis Jr. season, right?
Oh, of course.
A lot of time. Guy has no pop anymore. He's got 1 home run in the last month and a half. I know what you're going to say. What am I going to say?
You're going to say is the same OPS as Manny Machado.
He's about they almost have the same OPS right now.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Fernando Tatis Jr.'s OPS is 805. Manny's 813.
0.08 points. You're talking about in a bat or two, one way or the other right now. A home run, one way or the other.
That just kind of illustrates just how bad Manny Machado's been since really the All-Star break.
Yeah, he was over 900.
And to the team's credit, they've won in spite of him since the All-Star break. I don't their record isn't crazy, but they did have a 14-3 stretch in there.
They did. You're right.
And that helped them to get to where they're at right now, to give them a chance. And also the Dodgers playing poorly, giving them a chance. But does Manny just need the calendar to flip to September? Is he just kind of dragging out this awful August and getting to September? They need Manny Machado. There's no doubt about it. And he is giving them nothing right now offensively. I mean, such an awful night at the plate. Again, 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts. He's been MIA this month. He has had an all-star season for sure. but like, come on, man. He's just,
How about
you
this?
need to be better, bro.
How about this? After the game, June 10th against the Dodgers, an 11-1 win. His OPS was 904. That's June 10th. It's not May 10th. It's June 10th. From that moment on, and this does not include his 0 for tonight, it was a 741. Drop it 5 points. I'll say 736, give or take. 736 OPS for Manny since June 10th, which is the same OPS as like Xander this year. So,
Yeah.
I mean, he's come completely back to earth, and you hope that he can find whatever he has lost here over the last 2+ months. And like, again, we've said this before. It's like Laureano and O'Hearn were great additions to a lineup that needed additions, but you can't ask Ramon Laureano and Ryan O'Hearn to carry you to a World Series title. I'm sorry, that's not realistic.
Yeah.
And you also, while Nestor Cortez isn't winning you a World Series, you do need your rotation to get you to a good enough seed in the postseason. I'm not counting on Nestor Cortez to win Game 1 of the World Series. There's a long way, but I am counting on this rotation finding a way to get this team into a good enough playoff seed. And we've said this repeatedly. We had Kevin Acee on today. I would tend to agree with the idea that the rotation is a complete question. It's Nick Pivetta who throws tomorrow. It's Nick Pivetta, and then what happens occurs is what I would say. So Pivetta, that's good news because he does throw tomorrow. The rest of it, I have no idea. I just have absolutely no idea. You're facing the Minnesota Twins, and Nestor Cortez can't get out of 3 innings and is getting tossed because he's arguing with the plate umpire after he's already going to leave the game. And the umpiring's bad, but it's always bad. So it's frustrating. I think they're all frustrated all around. And again, the Twins have been playing so terribly that you basically have to win the next 2 games. Anything else is just a complete wasted series if you do anything other than win the next 2 days.
I mean, it's pretty simple. Your stars have to be stars. Like, this is the time of the year where those guys need to perform. You can't expect to have Ramon Laureano carry this team like he has for the rest of the season into the postseason. You know, you can't expect the same from Gavin Sheets. Gavin Sheets has been incredible for this team.
Yeah, yes.
You know, one can only imagine if Jackson Merrill didn't get injured, what it would look like right now.
Good point.
Without Gavin Sheets in the lineup. Because, and by the way, the Dodgers just lost. So
okay,
that's like the one positive thing from tonight.
Yep, agreed.
One positive, but
No
like
doubt.
you got to have your stars perform. Pretty simple. And Manny's your star of stars. And right now, in the time that they need him the most, he has disappeared. And he does this. He does this from time to time. Like when there are big moments late in the season, has he come through before in his time with the Padres? Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But very far and few in between. Like, he disappears in the postseason. He's disappearing right now. He's disappeared against the Dodgers. I mean, it's going to be a problem if he keeps disappearing, is what I'm trying to say.
Let's get to some of these super chats, guys. We appreciate you hanging out with us on this Friday evening. Obviously, a lot of just frustration, I think, with Padres fans. You know, it just felt like there was a complete cakewalk into the postseason and that they'd fight tooth and nail to win this division. And it hasn't played out that way this past week. Now, again, you take the wider view, and they've still played well, like since All-Star break.
They'll make the postseason.
They're 7 games up on a playoff spot. Right. They're playing bad teams. If the wheels fully fell off, hell is to pay everywhere.
Everyone's done.
Okay, so we're not having that conversation because they lost tonight to the Twins.
Right.
But you know, nobody can predict futures. You know, we'll have a whole other conversation if they close 6-21. Assuming that doesn't happen and they can play and punch to their weight, not even above their weight, they're obviously going to be a playoff team. The question is, can they win this division? The amazing thing is, Jim,
they can.
The amazing thing is the Dodgers have left everything open. I mean, the Dodgers have played 7 games worse than the Padres since July 3rd. Just consider that as we sit here tonight. The Dodgers have played 7 games worse since July 3rd than the Padres, yet the Dodgers still sit 2 games better than San Diego with a tiebreaker with 27 games to play. So please subscribe. Year-on content for you. Thank you for the super chats. We appreciate your support of the channel. Click the $ below the chat box. Rocket, you know, Walker Buehler released by the Red Sox. He's playoff eligible, right? He says, get Bueller. He can't be worse than what we have. It's the backup quarterback theory. He's obviously going to draw interest. But this ain't 2021 or whatever the year was, right? It's not the same. Maybe ends up with a team like LA. Maybe ends up with a team like San Diego. Walker Bueller ain't saving your season, is what I would say. So that's kind of like when you're grasping at straws, that's not really a way to go win a World Series. So personally, I think like there's a reason he's been released, and it's now September, and I don't know what value he really has. And I think you kind of get there with what you got, because this isn't necessarily, this cannot be an answer. Is this truly the answer for the Padres?
No.
Of course not.
No. Walker Bueller is not I'm not even going to entertain Walker Bueller.
His numbers are bad.
The only reason why you might be like, oh, Walker Bueller, is because he's a name.
Yep. He's a name.
Look at his numbers. Awful.
Just terrible.
No way would I want this team to sign Walker Bueller. For what? You know, it doesn't make it. No. That's a big fat no for me. I don't even think the team's even considering it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I just don't think it makes sense.
It's not even worth the discussion.
I think it arguably, yeah. I mean, even with the rotation situation, I don't think you entertain it. And they have the Randy Vasquez's of the world. And hopefully they're going to Michael King. Rocket follows up by saying easiest schedule in baseball, LOL. Arraez
it's just one game of the easiest schedule remaining.
Yeah. Again, I mean,
they're going to lose.
They lose the next 2 days. They lose the next 2 days in Minneapolis, and it's a bit of a shit show. But they win the next 2 days in Minneapolis, and shoot, you might gain ground on the Dodgers, because the Dodgers could lose one of the next 2 days to Arizona. We just don't know as of yet. Here's the thing: they're 75-60 overall. They're 2 games behind the Cubs and 2 games ahead of the Mets. So just sitting in the middle of that wild card race, sitting within arm's reach of the division, and just not taking advantage of the last week. Right. And kind of running out of days, but there's still enough time. It's a weird. Don't you feel like it's a weird spot that they're in? I don't know how to fully react to where they are, because like everything remains in play from a really bad seed to a really good seed, and it's hard for me to really, I don't know, like pin them down, so to speak, with 27 games to play. I don't know who they are right now, and that's not necessarily a good thing to say. I can't really figure them out right now.
Yeah, every possibility is on the table except for the 1 seed. Like,
Correct.
That's where we're at. As far as seeding goes, I think the one possibility that I'm not even going to entertain is them missing the postseason. If that happens,
we can't entertain that tonight.
If that happens, like, there will be hell to pay. And you know that conversation we had about AJ Preller? Yeah, that's going to get louder.
Just consider for a second, and I hear you. The Reds are 1 game over 500. The Padres are 15. Right. That's the team that would have to pass them. I mean, you'd have to lose 12 straight.
It would be one of the most epic collapses ever. So, with that not even being entertained, you know, like every other possibility is out there, from the 2 to the 3 to the 4, 5, and 6.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there is a possibility, and there's a world where you face the Dodgers in the wild card round at Dodger Stadium.
3-6.
There's a possibility, and there's a world where you get a bye. There's a world where you face the Dodgers at home in the wild card series. You know, there's a possibility you go to Chicago. There's a possibility you go to New York or Philadelphia. I mean, everything is on the table right now. But the best possible outcome, regardless of like where you're at 2 through 6, is just win the division. Because at least if you win the division, you're guaranteed to get a 4. But I would pick the division over a 4. I don't know what you feel about that.
I would pick the division over a 4. You just said I would pick the division. Yeah, because you just want to win the division, right?
And there's a possibility if you win the division, you're 2 and you get the bye.
Yeah, of course.
So I would pick division first, and then obviously the 4 seed, and then, you know, whatever after that. But, you know, it's the first game of their stretch against really bad teams, and they fell flat on their face tonight. And it was not only was it a bad loss, it was a loss that once again doesn't look like the Padres. Diving deeper into the game, a couple things that I noticed where I'm like, that's interesting. So they traded for Freddie Fermin, right? and I don't want to like get into it too much, but you traded for Freddie Fermin to upgrade that position offensively. Yep. Now he has struggled of late. Maybe because all you're doing is asking him to bunt guys over.
Or he plays. I mean, he's playing more than he's ever played in his career, obviously.
That too. He's playing a ton, right?
Yep.
And you're pinch hitting Wagner for him, and then you're pinch hitting Diaz in the 9th inning.
And Wagner pops out. He came through the other day in a pinch hit spot.
It feels like we're back to square one.
Yeah, Diaz, you're looking for that pop, right? That's an interesting point. That's a really interesting point. I mean,
defensively, great. But like offensively, like the point of upgrading that position was to not have to pinch hit guys in like the 6th inning. And you're doing it.
This goes back to the conversation we had today, which is like they're going to have a decision now with Bogaerts out on their lineup. Are they going to go defense first, or are they going to get creative and keep their bats in the lineup? And Kevin Acee didn't even really want to entertain the idea that they would get creative and move Jake Cronenworth to short and put Luis Arraez at second and put Ryan O'Hearn at first, or do something similar to that to maintain the bats in your lineup, as opposed to playing Jose Iglesias every single day for the rest of the year. Now, I know Iglesias had 2 hits today, but he's got a 600 OPS on the season, and he has not been the hitter that he was, obviously, a year ago. But, I think the Padres believe the team that they want to be is a team led by starting pitching, defense, and their bullpen. Yeah. The problem is they're not showing those traits. Right. I mentioned this with you earlier today, Jim. You can't routinely trail the way they trail. Like the formula doesn't exist. Right. They've trailed 4-0 over the last 10 days. They trailed today 7-2. They're not built. Most teams aren't. They're not coming back from 4 runs down. Of course they can, but the odds of winning are low once they're doing that. So they think they're this pitching defense bullpen. And I'm like, you're going to need to score runs right now because you've been leaky. Your rotation isn't good. And if you think you're going to win games 3-2, that's not how you're playing here recently. So again, it goes back to the point I made like 5 minutes ago. I'm like, I don't even fully know who they are right now. I know who they want to be, but they're not displaying those traits right now. Mm-hmm. And I know what they're going to lean into now with Bogaerts out. They're going to lean into Jose Iglesias. They're going to lean into situational baseball, moving guys over, trying to get a run in. And that's great and all if you've got a lead. But what happens when you're trailing 4-1 in a game, like has happened routinely over the last 2 weeks?
So the Fermin thing is the first thing I noticed. By no means am I blaming him for tonight's loss. I just thought it was interesting. Like, okay. And then you look at Fermin's numbers, and he's 1 for his last 17, and he's 9 for his last 46. So, like, they are running him into the ground, and he's not used to playing every day, and it's shown. Right. So now you're pinch hitting, and we're back to square one with your catcher situation where you're getting nothing offensively at all from that catcher spot. Then the other thing that it's really hard to not notice is Luis Arraez. He had a nice single in the first inning, had that sac fly. Did you see the moment in the game
line out
where he just watched a 94-mile-an-hour pitch go right down the middle of the plate in a big situation?
He also did it in the first inning, did he not?
First pitch of the game. He he's not even ready to hit, lets the ball go right by him down the middle.
Takes a 90-mile-an-hour fastball.
Look, he obviously knows, and he's obviously better baseball player than everybody watching this, and he's a better baseball player than 99% of the people in this world.
Right. More than that.
But give me a fucking break with this guy right now. Give me a break. You know how many? I can't stand watching him just take a 95-mile-an-hour pitch right down the middle of the plate, and then the next pitch is out of the zone. He swings at it. Now it's 0-2, and now he's fighting for his life to get a hit, and then it's a ground out to short.
Right.
Like, you don't think that pitchers are like, dude, this guy's going to take 80% of the time on first pitch strikes, on first pitch, first pitches that I throw this guy. I mean, that is such an awful, awful thing and an awful strategy to have. You're not hitting 340 this year, dude. You're having the worst year of your career, essentially. And the fact that he's just so nonchalant, letting balls go by him, dude, that's not competitive at all. And whatever your strategy is at the plate, it's not working. It's not working. So maybe if a guy's going to throw you a 95-mile-per-hour pitch down the fucking dick, maybe take advantage of it once in a while instead of letting the pitcher get strike one on you and get ahead right away. It makes no sense. It's so infuriating to watch.
Yeah, he's so obsessive with his bat skills that he like almost prefers to be in a 2-strike situation because he just wants to prove that he can put bat on ball with any pitch, which is true, but he's not making good contact. The funny thing is, Jim, and I agree with what you're saying. As we sit here today, there is not a better option.
No, I know.
That's the crazy thing. I mean, I think there will be an option. You know, we can talk about lineup construction. We've talked about obviously Arraez not playing against left-handed pitching. I think against right-handed pitching, he's going to be in there. He's got to hit right-handed pitching. He has to for this team. Certainly, you could argue where he's batting in the lineup. I mean, of course, we can get into that 2-hole conversation as well because there's been a lot on that in the last 24 hours. But yeah, it's a problem. And I want to continue the conversation in a moment. We're going to get to all these super chats. We see them rolling in. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Click the $ below the chat box. Thank you for subscribing as well. Thank you for supporting our partners like Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance, who's been our title sponsor since day one. As many of you know, he's been with us since we launched this channel over 4 years ago. If you've got an insurance need, let Mark take care of you, whether it's auto, home, renters, life, earthquake, whatever it is. I've got homeowners, earthquake, and life insurance. Through Mark, he'll do auto for you as well. He's going to save you time and money. If you need him, he's there for you. Trust me. He's got great service and communication. He'll be there for you day or night for you and your family. He's been there for me, my wife, my 6-year-old son as well. So he's a diehard Padres fan. He is a native San Diegan. He's been with us for 4+ years. If you have an insurance need, get in contact with Mark before you renew your current policy. Click that link in the description down below. Call Mark. He'll talk to you about the Padres. He loves the Padres. He'll talk to you for 20 minutes about the Padres. He'll talk to you about saving money on your insurance as well. So click that link in the description down below. And if you support this channel, please support Mark Nimitz at Farmers.
Yeah, all his information is on that ticker below. Nimitz at farmersagent.com. And you reach out to Mark. Let him know that John and Jim from the wrap-up show sent you. You know, the thing with the Arraez is like, if he takes a first pitch strike as much as he takes, but he's hitting 333, you like, okay, right? You live with it. But the dude is hitting 280 this year? And for him, 283. For almost anybody in baseball, that's a great average to have. But for Luis Arraez, that's like almost 40 points below his career average. And because he doesn't walk or hit for power at all, hitting 280 when you're a career 320 hitter is a bad season.
Oh, yeah. No, I completely agree. And there was this whole thing online how, like, I mean, they've gotten no production out of the 2-hole a year, basically because of Luis Arraez. And I do think Kyle Schwarber yesterday was hitting the 2-hole for the Phillies, and he hit as many home runs in one game as the Padres have hit in the 2-hole in, like, the last 5 months. So, like, they've treated the 2-hole like I would expect Mike Schilt to treat the 2-hole, to be honest with you. Like they want to get a guy on and get him over. You know, it's like they're treating the game like it's 1988 as opposed to 2025. I mean, I think the first order of business is probably you could move him down the lineup. We've talked about this now for weeks on end. Right. But there's 27 games left. Why haven't they done it as of yet? His season hit a skid a long time ago. Yeah. So I'll tell you why. Because you have a manager that prefers to have Luis Arraez where he is in the lineup. He doesn't make wholesale changes often with his lineup. It's not to say it can't change, but now you're dealing with injuries. I mean, we did a lineup construction today, didn't we, Jim? I mean, we had Arraez batting 9th in one of our theoretical lineups earlier today. Yeah.
I think what we had, because the Bogaerts injury hurts for many different reasons. Not because he's like the greatest player ever. He's not. He's average at best. But it hurts from a construction standpoint of your roster, where you don't have this like bona fide backup behind him. Jose Iglesias defensively, you could argue he's better defensively than Xander Bogaerts at that position, but offensively, you're losing so much there when Iglesias is in the lineup compared to Xander Bogaerts. And that's saying something because I don't view Xander Bogaerts as like a great offensive player to begin with, right? Wait, why do you have, hold on, pause. Why the fuck is San Diego State Stony Brook stuff up there?
Oh, I used that earlier from today.
You're doing a wrap-up show or an Aztec show?
How did neither of us see that until right now?
Why say San Diego State versus Stony Brook? I'm like, what is happening? Sorry. Where was I? I completely lost my train of thought.
Someone say what Jim was saying or rewind.
What was I saying?
What was Jim saying 20 seconds ago?
Oh, the roster construction. Xander Bogaerts.
Yeah.
Like when you lose Xander Bogaerts, it takes away the option of sitting or turning Luis Arraez into a platoon bat. And so
yeah, exactly.
That's a problem. It's like, well, now we have to do this. It's like that was a big bummer of the Xander injury, not just because you lose your everyday starting shortstop, who's actually been pretty decent since June 19th, but all those numbers happened like within a month. In the last month, he's been kind of mid at best. So it's like they're the numbers aren't really telling you this whole story here since that moment at Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, definitely.
But still, it takes away the option of saying, all right, we are going to turn Arraez into a platoon bat against righties. We are going to sit him. O'Hearn will play at first base. And then when Arraez is in the lineup, O'Hearn's probably your DH, right? Or you just decide to really shake things up and sit Arraez, but they're not going to do it. But you get my point is, without Bogaerts in the lineup and with him hurt, you lose that option of flexibility. And that might hurt the team.
They're just not going to do, I don't think, and I would love to be proven wrong. This would be my preferred methodology, and we talked about it today. They're just not going to do it. Not going to move Jake Cronenworth's position. Not going to move Luis Arraez. Like, Cronenworth hasn't played short in a while. Arraez has played no second. Think about it. Like, Arraez has played no second in San Diego. And I just know Mike Schilt's line of thinking. I think I know it. And I've even made this point, the devil, like to play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
They got an issue with Bogaerts being out. Are they going to go create additional issues by moving players from positions they've played by and large over the last year or two or three? And I think I know the answer as you head into September. They're probably like, yo, we're putting ourselves in a situation that we're going to need to be in come October 1st. And I don't think they see themselves as having Jake Cronenworth at short for a month and then sliding him back to second when Xander Bogaerts comes out. Again, I would do it for the lineup if I can maximize my lineup. My feelings on defense. I think it's by and large overrated. And then there's a game like today. But that's the point. That's the point. Jake Cronenworth's a good defensive player. And guess what? It still can happen. So you can't guarantee good or bad defense. Like, you just can't play for it. I'd rather play to maximize my lineup than play to maximize my defense. Let's get to some of these super chats, guys. Just click the $sign below the chat box. We appreciate you. This one here from the real Ricky Tan says, please no 2010 again. I would say this. Different world, wild card situation, multiple, back then 4 teams in the National League getting in, now 6. They won 90 games in 2010. If they win 90 games right now, they're like the 4 seed. Or the 5 seed. So you can't compare 2010 to 2025. Each situation is unique, in my opinion. Not to say that things haven't happened. Like, crazy things can happen, but I don't think 2010 is a fair comp because they won 90 games in 2010, even with that losing streak. And if they won 90 games this year, they're firmly in the postseason. Yeah,
losing the division this year, if they happen to lose it again, it's not the end of the world, They'll still be in the postseason. Now, it will feel kind of like the end of the world, especially if we get to like the final week of the year and they have like a 1-game lead in the division, and then they lose out and the Dodgers play well and the Padres don't, and then you lose out on the division. Like, that would feel kind of shitty. And it would feel like you missed the postseason, even though you're like firmly in it, right? That's the situation I don't want to happen. I don't want that type of situation to happen where they have like a 1-game lead in the division with like a week to play and then they lose it. And they went from like the 2 to like the 4 or the 5.
The 2 to like the 5. Yeah.
That would be brutal. It would just bring me back to what happened to the Mets in 2022, right? They won 100+ games and they lost the division on like either like one of the last days of the year to the Braves. Or whoever it was, they lost to. Was it the Braves? I think it was the Braves. Yeah. Who was it?
Wait, what are we talking about?
2022. It wasn't the Phillies, because the Phillies were the 6th seed.
Wait, who are you talking about?
Talking about 2022. when the Mets won 100 games and they lost the division in the final days of the year, and they ended up having to go play the Padres in the wild card round, and they never celebrated.
It had to be Atlanta, right?
Yeah, it was Atlanta.
Yeah.
Process of elimination.
Yep.
And I don't want that situation to happen to the Padres.
No, nobody wants that situation to happen. I completely agree with that. HBBV, thank you, man, for the super. He says Blake Snell got rocked by Arizona. LA still polluted. Here's the thing. The Dodgers are 2 games ahead with a tiebreaker. You know what I mean? Like, we can play the Dodgers suck. I hate this. It's fine. I'll go down that path. Tonight's not the night for it, in my opinion. The Dodgers are going through it. The Padres are going through it worse right now. The division's still in reach. Maybe they'll meet in the postseason. The vitriol will be an all-time high. I can't do the vitriol game on August 29th when you can't beat the Twins. Just like I bet there's a lot of Dodger fans are like, I can't do the stupid Padres thing tonight. We got shut out at home by the Diamondbacks. Like, worry about your own house. You know, like, keep your house in order before you worry about someone else's house is how I look at it. I mean, I'm sorry, tonight to me is not about boasting because the Dodgers lost at home to the Diamondbacks. That's great. I mean, it's beneficial, but it doesn't like make my night like, man, Padres are great because the Dodgers lost at home to the Diamondbacks and Blake Snell had 3 runs. Like, I don't know. That's just how I feel.
No, the only thing that you are happy about is you didn't lose any ground in the division tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And that could provide that
because that would have been just like the cherry on top of the shit Sunday today with Xander going out. You lose to the shitty Twins and you lose ground in the NL West.
I mean, we would have been. I wouldn't have been waving a white flag, but there would have been people waving white flags in the division. 3 out, still a lot of time, but that's 4 with the tiebreaker. Again, it didn't happen, so we don't have to go down that path.
You have to outplay them by 4 games in 27 days or 27
Again,
games.
it's happened before, but it starts getting more and more unlikely. Rocket A2, thank you. Says starters can't get length. Not going to win like that. Yeah, 100%. And what's happening now on the road, which is what's so ridiculous, is they're not even playing bottom of 9th innings. So they're only pitching 8 innings every single game because they keep losing all these games. And like today, for example, how about Alex Jacob? He just covers all innings. Like, they call Alex Jacob up and now he's just covering all these innings. And honestly, we'll see if they're better off for it tomorrow because they didn't use those leverage dudes tonight, but you still got to have a lead to use them. So, I mean, to be completely fair, Pavetta's been awesome. So hopefully Pavetta's awesome tomorrow and he sets the bullpen up for success and he goes 5 or 6 plus innings and the bullpen's rested and set up, but still got to see it, you know?
Tomorrow is absolute
Gotta
one day.
have. Yep.
Can't lose tomorrow. Just can't. Like, I don't care. You got to come out tomorrow and you got to beat up on the Twins.
Correct. Quan, thank you for the super and the membership. Quan says baseball's a team sport. You cannot blame one player for a loss, and I agree. And tonight's on Cronenworth because he said it was. You know, it's not. It's true. Of course, Cortez could have pitched better. Players could have come through. I mean, yeah, you know, to your point on Tatis, and this is not at all about Tatis. He had a 2-run single in this game. He had a single earlier. He's played fine here recently. He's batting as the tying run with 2 outs in the 9th inning. I'm just saying, like, remember the home run in Houston like 100 years ago when he hit a ball like over train tracks? Can I ask for that? I'm not saying it has to be expected. I'm not saying he has to hit a 3-run home run. I get it. It's hard. But the Twins have no high leverage relievers. They traded their top 5 bullpen arms at the deadline. I'm not kidding. Corey Provis told us today, the voice of the Twins, their top 5 bullpen arms were traded at the deadline. They've just plugged players in, and it has not worked by and large. And they just skirt by. And tonight they literally skirted by. And Tatis in his 3, I think he was 2 for 5. And he flew out 3 times, like kind of like lazily flying out, you know, to the outfield. The last one was the most lazy. 2 of them were actually hit decently. But what are we even talking about? Fernando Tatis Jr., this prodigious power bat that, you know, he's been better recently. It's true, Jim, but he has still only hit 5 home runs since May. And it's just the power conversation, you know?
When's the last Tatis moment that you can remember?
It would have been, I don't even have the moment, but I would say when he hit like 8 home runs in the first 3 weeks of the season is what I would say. Like, we were in the middle of April and he had like 8 home runs and he was playing like an MVP. And assuming there was a game or two in there that he kind of put them on his back, but I can't remember the exact game. Can you?
I'm pretty sure that I'm just going to just double check here. When did they play? Here we go. Wait. All right. I got it. Here's the last moment I can remember from Fernando Tatis Jr. late in the game. And if I'm wrong, offensively, and if I'm wrong, I'd love for you to tell us. To me, it's on I lost it. It was on May 13th against the Angels, where he had a 2-run walk-off homer against Kenley Jansen.
Oh yeah, well, 100%. That would count.
That count. I'm just saying, like, that was the last one I can remember.
Yep.
I don't know if there's been one since, but that was on May 13th.
Isn't that his only career walk-off home run?
It is. I'm not looking for walk-offs, but I'm
crazy.
Like, hey, in this 8th inning, dude, when the team is down by 2 and you're at the plate with 2 on and 2 out, like, hit a 3-run homer. You know, like, I'm not asking for walk-offs. I'm not asking for, but like, even in this, I'm asking for, like, hey, 7th inning, this team needs a big hit. I'm not looking for a walk. I'm not looking for a single to extend the inning to keep moving, station to station, because the team loves to do. I'm looking for a 2-run fucking bomb to give you the lead.
I agree, but I can't fault him. Bases loaded. Was a bases loaded 1 out in the 7th today, 2-run single up the middle. Like, that's a good thing.
I know it's a good thing. I'm talking about, like, here's the thing. They're down 7-2 at that moment. Okay. It wasn't like they were down 7-6 and he hit a go-ahead 2-run single in the 8th inning.
I get it, but I mean, I'll take a 2-run single any day of the week.
I will too. What I'm specifically saying is, with Tatis at the plate, a chance to either tie or take the lead in the game late
I got you.
in the game.
Yeah. He has not come through in a long time, it feels like. All right, let's get back to this conversation in a moment. Do want to remind you about our friends over at Lucky Box Vending. Make sure to use our promo code if you see one of these machines in Las Vegas or elsewhere. They're coming to Southern California. They're in a ton of major metropolitan cities, including a lot of big airports like O'Hare, JFK. You're going to find 10 or 15 of these in Las Vegas. If you use our promo code, the word is Padres. Okay, it's not hard to remember. The word is Padres. What you have to remember is it's lowercase. So you put the promo code in, you get $5 off. Then you get your lucky box. It could be a sports card. You get to choose. If it's a sports card, a Pokemon card, or an autographed sports jersey. And in Vegas in July, I walked away with this Auto 10 from Fernando Tatis Jr. So that could be you. They've got other great athletes in these Lucky Box mystery vending machines as well. We're talking about Messi and Patrick Mahomes and Tatis and others. And you can walk away with, like, signed, game-worn autographed cleats, Lionel Messi autographed cleats, and more. I mean, they just have some terrific products in these machines. Use our promo code. Again, the promo code is the word Padres, all lowercase. Get $5 off. And the next time you see a Lucky Box vending machine, use that promo code, take advantage, and see what you walk away with in one of these great machines.
And if you want to join and be an exclusive loyalty member of their Golden Ticket Club, just go to their website, luckyboxvending.com, or by scanning their QR code on any machine in the country. It's easy and it's free to sign up. Just use your email and your phone number. Once you do that, you can get insider perks, early location drops, and exclusive giveaways if you join and become a exclusive loyalty program Golden Ticket Club member. All you got to do is sign up at luckyboxvending.com.
No, they do not sell home runs in that Lucky Box machine.
No, they don't.
And we'll get back to these supers, but no, he is not immune to criticism. We have criticized him often over the years when warranted. That would include now. In fact, tonight, I'm surprised we haven't gone harder at Manny than we have. We've just kind of laid it out bluntly. Mm-hmm. But no, he is not immune to criticism, nor should he be. We can get into that conversation later if we want. Lyle, thank you. He says, hey, guys, appreciate the membership and the generous super chat. He says, hey, guys, the family and I were at the game tonight. Looks like an awesome ballpark, by the way. Tough loss. We'll be back tomorrow night, hopefully with a better outcome for the Padres LFGSD. Yeah, it's awesome. It's a good attitude. I'm glad you were there, and they can still win the series. And again, it's Pavetta tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that
you lived there, Lyle, or did you travel to go there? Because if you live there, okay. If you traveled there, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but either way, it's cool that you were there tonight supporting the Padres.
Yeah.
The real Ricky Tan, thank you, man, for the super. He says, Arraez, 0-1 take, 0-2 nods at it, foul to left, walked around blue, foul to left again, takes low, ground out or pop up. His ABs are predictable nowadays. Yeah, it's been frustrating.
Yeah.
It's been really frustrating. I didn't necessarily expect this. We did make this argument in the offseason, Jim. This is why you don't sign Luis Arraez to a long-term deal. What if his batting average falls off and you're watching it play out in front of your eyes? Like, there's no world where Luis Arraez is in San Diego next year. I don't know where he will be or who's paying him.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it feels almost like the wheels have fallen off, which is crazy. He's hitting 283, but, it feels like the wheels have actually fallen off for him.
Jeff Passan was on a podcast recently. I don't know if you saw this. And he was talking specifically about Luis Arraez and what kind of contract he could get in the offseason. And he didn't really have a number because he doesn't know what the value of Luis Arraez is. But what he did say is what we're going to find out this offseason is just how much teams value batting average. Like, are they going to pay a guy because like the only thing he does is hit for a high average, right? Are they going to pay for that? And what would they pay? And so he was like, I'm very fascinated in what Luis Arraez's market would be in the offseason because of how teams view him as a player, because he is a throwback type of player, but at the same time, that type of player that he is, and to your point, he has to hit for a high average. Because if he doesn't, he's not
very little
really
value.
worth anything. He's not worth anything.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a very soft market, like 2 for 20.
Man, that'd be brutal.
Yep, 3 for 30. I don't think he's not getting a deal longer than 3 years. I promise you that. My guess is maybe I'm 2 for 22. I'd be surprised if it was more than 3 for 30 or 2 for 22. I just don't see it. Richard, appreciate you, man. Thank you for the very generous super chat. Richard, a loyal supporter of the channel and a Dodger fan. He says, I say this as a friend, both my team and yours are crap against bottom feeder teams. That is not true with the Padres. They're 46-25 against teams under 500. He says San Diego looked like World Series contenders versus LA. Then they play a Bush League team and stink the place up. The only thing stopping San Diego and Los Angeles are themselves. I mean, I get it from an LA perspective, Jim, that they've kept putting on the bottom line of MLB Network today. They were 46-24 against sub 500 teams heading into tonight. That's what it was heading into tonight. So I'm assuming they're 46-25 or close to it because, again, it's a moving target. But no, Padres have cleaned up against bad teams. It's the reason why they're going to make the postseason, and they need to continue to ride that over the final month of the season. But no, they have not. They have not been crap against bottom feeder teams. That's the reason they're going to make the postseason in 2025.
And I really don't expect much to change from the standpoint of them playing well against bad teams over the course of a series. Like them sweeping teams, that's a different conversation, which it's difficult to sweep any team. I know they swept the Giants recently, and now the Giants have won 6 in a row. But like, I expect them to play well tomorrow and Sunday, and I expect them to hopefully clean up against Baltimore and Colorado at home. Like, if they do that, and then you go to Colorado and you go to Chicago and you take 2 or 3 there, like, they're gonna be okay. It's just how what's the word I'm looking for? It's like they're gonna be fine, but just how fine are they going to be as far as in terms of the playoff seeding goes and their chances to win the National League West?
Well, 16 of their last 27 are at home. They're 43-22 at home.
Yeah, they'll clean up at home.
That's the thing.
I feel that they will do that.
That's why, like, from a Dodger perspective, allowing the Padres to be in this position, and again, it's easy for me to say this, but it feels like the Padres still could have a run in them. I say that, but I'm watching this play out. But I've made this point earlier in the week. I said I think the Padres need a 14-3 run in them. Well, they're running out of time for that. And I don't know if it's 14-3, but I think they might need 13-4 They got to go get this thing. And it's going to take a 10-day long plus effort in order to do that. And we just haven't seen it. And they're still hanging around enough because the Dodgers haven't fully taken advantage. But I'm with you in terms of like, they got 16 home games remaining. I mean, what's a worst case scenario at home?
8-8.
8-8, 9-7. So they're going to be fine. The question is like, how fine or how much can they capitalize on what remains?
They'll be fine
with this schedule. They'll be fine. Dylan, thank you, man. He says it's cool the Padres are already prepping Mason Miller to become a starter, pitching him every 5 days. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, how many innings has he thrown here?
That's a very good question, John.
Maybe 8?
With the Padres? No, he's pitched more than 8 innings with the Padres.
10.
10 innings?
In a month, yeah.
Ugh.
Kind of. I mean, I wouldn't have thought it'd be more than that. But
that's why it's always just like in the moment, you're like, holy shit, Padres got a flamethrower. And and look, if he's in the postseason and he has some big moments and they win a World
100%.
Series, like we said, like, dude, amazing trade. But you run the risk. If that doesn't happen, you just trade away the best prospect in baseball. If he turns into a damn good player for a reliever that you're not throwing a bunch.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is a risk. And I will say this, and Mason Miller isn't a 2025 only trade, but imagine a world where you're a wild card team, you come up short, and you play as a road team. You're playing in Wrigley, and you lose in 2 or 3 games, and you don't even have late leads.
Yeah.
I mean, then you have literally no value. In 2025, now he would have value moving forward. But I mean, again, there's a world where he has little value in the 2025 postseason, and there's a world where he's pitching for you in the World Series, trying to protect leads, and we don't know where it's going to land. Lyle, thanks for following up. He says, born in San Diego, living in Minnesota. Padres will always be my team. No excuses to not win tomorrow. Running low on time.
That's cool. Well, glad you got to go to tonight's game. Well, not glad that you got to watch a loss, but cool you got to go.
HBBV, I didn't skip your
tomorrow.
Super.
What?
I didn't skip your super, dude. It's just derogatory, and I don't want to pull it up.
Yeah, chill the fuck out.
Yeah, but thanks for hanging. Yeah. We'll get back to the conversation in a moment. Do want to remind you about our friends over at SeatGeek. They got a terrific offer going on right now for Padres fans, whether you're in San Diego or Minnesota or anywhere in between. You can take advantage of our promo code right now at SeatGeek. That would be PodsWrap. Click the link in the description down below. If you use our promo code PodsWrap, you're getting $20 off your order of $50 or more at SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase of $50 or more with promo code PodsWrap. That's PADSWRAP. Just click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. And we do want to thank our friends over at SeatGeek. Again, the Padres will be home for the Orioles after the series beginning next week, and you can get in for a very affordable amount, $39 for Section 321. That's with fees per ticket. So 2 tickets would be $78. You take $28 off or $20 off. It's $58 with fees for that opener against the Orioles on September 1st. So take advantage of these great offers, whether it's the Padres or concerts or events or college football or basketball. If you're in San Diego or elsewhere, use SeatGeek. Click that link in the description down below and use our promo code.
Yeah, once you get your tickets, they're fully guaranteed and instantly fulfilled in your account because SeatGeek is MLB's official ticket marketplace. All you got to do is use our promo code PodsWrap, PADSWRAP, for $20 off tickets at SeatGeek for your first purchase of tickets from SeatGeek.
All right, let's get back to the conversation here. Again, the Padres lose in Minnesota to the Twins 7-4. We do appreciate you guys hanging out and subscribing, and thank you for the super chats as well. We appreciate it. And the real Ricky Tan follows up, Jim, by saying, when Merrill returns, where in the lineup will he fit? We went through this exercise today, and we ended up moving him down, didn't we, today?
We did, yeah.
We slid him all the way
up. We moved him up.
Do we put him at 2?
I think we may have put him at 2. I think the lineup we had was Tatis, Merrill, Manny, O'Hearn, Liriano, Sheets, Cronenworth, Fermin, Arraez.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
but that'll never happen.
Yeah, I doubt that happens, but it's interesting. It's compelling. By the way, this lineup again has a serious liability against left-handed starting pitching, because if you have Merrill and Arraez in there, Merrill has not hit left-handed pitching this year, folks. And if they face multiple lefties in a postseason series, you better be praying for some good starting pitching yourself. JD's third, thank you. He says Dodgers just won 4 straight before tonight's loss. Not sure why we think we can catch them now. Their starting pitching is tops in baseball. They are getting healthy. We squandered our chances at division. I think it's too early to say a definitive statement like that. I think the Dodgers are healthier. I don't know if their starting pitching is tops in baseball. I think squandering the chance of the division would be if you fall, like if there's going to be a number, Jim, they're going to fall 3, 4, 5 out, and then I'm going to say it's too much. But I can't say that tonight. 2 out. Yeah, I know it's 3 with 27 to play. I can't say that yet.
Do you want to know the chances the Padres have to win the division? Wait, hold on. Sorry, that's not. Yeah, what's the date? Hold on. Why is this doing this to me?
I have a good guess. Pull up Fangraphs. I'll take a good stab at it.
I know. What's the date? August 29th? Yeah.
Yep.
Stand by. Stupid thing would work. Fuck. Come on, dog.
Reload.
It's loading.
What?
My computer's from like 1912.
Your computer sucks, man.
It's the worst piece of shit ever, and I don't know why. All right.
I'm just going to look now.
I want you to guess what the Dodgers' chances of winning the division are.
I would say this is off the cuff, just knowing that the calendar days are coming off. 84.9 is my instinct.
Wow, you're very close. 83.8.
Okay. So the Padres have roughly a 16.1 or 16.2% chance of winning the division.
16.2.
So they're giving the Giants no chance.
No chance for the Giants. Giants have a 1% chance to make the postseason.
Yeah.
Padres are at 99.2% chance to make the postseason. 83% chance to clinch a wild card spot. But it's not. According to Fangraphs, Dodgers still heavily favored to win the division here.
True, but even 16.2%, it's like you go about your life and things are going to happen 16.2% of the time. It's 1 in 6. Again, it's not likely.
I wish I could just walk
impossible.
into $10 million. That'd be great.
Yeah, but you don't have a 16% chance of doing that. You know what I mean? Like there's a 16% chance, like our boss yells at you. But that means 84% of the time you're not going to get yelled at.
There's also 84% chance I might yell at them.
That's exactly right. Listen, it's unlikely, but I can't say today that not sure why we think we can catch them. I just, when it gets down to 2%, okay. But to your point, they have a 99.2% chance of making the playoffs, the Padres per Fangraphs. That's why I can't entertain what's going on in the live chat. But John, 2010, okay. Well, there's a 99% chance. It's not me saying it. The number is the analytic support, the 20,000 simulation support that 992 out of 1,000 simulations, the Padres are in the postseason. So I have to live in that world, you know?
Yeah.
I can't live in some panic world where they lost to the Twins. I mean, what are they, 6-4 in their last 10? It's not like the wheels of, they're not 2-8 in their last 10.
No.
It's just they're 1-4 in their last 5. That's why I get the panic.
Exactly.
They're going to get the Orioles at home. They're going to get the freaking Rockies home and road. They're going to get the White Sox. Are they getting the White Sox?
White Sox on the road.
Yeah, I mean, they should level out is what I would say. I think this is going to level out, but we'll see. And yeah, I mean, the Bogaerts thing, dude, I don't even know. I mean, they're selling us on this belief that he'll be back in a couple of weeks, and he's active maybe at the end of the regular season. That seems optimistic to me with a broken foot. We talked to Kevin today. It sounds like Michael King, the expectation is he's pitching in that Orioles series. Okay. He threw a sim game today in Fort Wayne. And then it sounds like Jackson Merrill could be back for that Orioles series as well. So, I mean, there's still a world where you're healthy enough, but there's another world where no pun intended, you get bad breaks, and you're not fully healthy in the postseason.
And there was nobody to blame for Xander's injury. It just that's a fluky injury.
Yeah, definitely.
Just like Merrill twisting his ankle on an at bat out of the box. Like what?
Right. Yeah, certain things things can happen,
Yeah.
All right, guys. Do want to remind you before we get out of here about our friends over at Underdog Fantasy. They got some terrific offers going on for you right now, including if you play $5, you're getting $50 in bonus funds. So you play $5, you get $50 in bonus funds. In addition to that, you're getting a 50% deposit match up to $1,000 with our promo code. And then you're going to get the free gimme pick. Listen to this. We're less than a week out from the start of the NFL season, and to celebrate, they're offering a site-wide Saquon Barkley gimme pick, which means I think if he rushes for a half yard, you win that pick. So, again, the NFL is going to get underway in less than a week, and we have Eagles-Cowboys coming up 6 days from now on Thursday. There it is. Higher, lower than a half. No, that's half rushing. That's a half rush plus receiving touchdown. If you use our promo code, that's going to change to a half rushing yard. So you got to use the promo code. Football is back. Promo code is PodsWrap, and it couldn't be simpler or easier to win. You just choose higher or lower, and you can do it across all sports. Hold on, let me get rid of some of these picks from the other night. But this is how simple and easy it is. You can just choose, A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott, Saquon Barkley, but then you can combine it with Major League Baseball. So the Padres as well tomorrow in Minneapolis. And you can take Tatis and
higher everything.
Higher, Buxton higher.
Sure.
If all this happens, then $10 pays $2,000.
Perfect.
Okay? And if you flex it, which means you don't even have to get them all right, you can get as many as 2 wrong, you can still win. So think about that. Use the promo code PodsWrap. You get the play $5, win $50 in bonus funds. You get the 50% deposit match, and you get the free Saquon Barkley gimme pick for Thursday night in the NFL opener. You have to take advantage. Click that link in the description down below.
Yeah. Scan the QR code above my head. We'll take you to the App Store. Download the Underdog Fantasy app. And before you start to play, football season's right around the corner, guys. I mean, time is now. Use our promo code PODSWRAP, PADSWRAP, before you start playing. Hopefully, you can win some money. And good luck.
Let's do it again Sunday to wrap up this series. We'll see if the Padres can find a way to win the next 2 days. They've done this before. They've lost game ones in one series this year. It's happened at least 5 times. So we'll see if they can do that. If not, there's going to be more concern, obviously, with Padres fans. And I think it's going to be legitimate concern if that's the case. So we'll do it again on Sunday night around 9:30 Pacific following the Twins-Padres series. Please subscribe to this channel. As you know, you have year-round content if you're a Padres or a baseball fan. So subscribe. Smash the like button. You can follow us at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. If you're here on replay, thank you for the super thanks. And you guys know the deal. Support our partners. That's how we're able to do it as often as we do it. Whether it's Mark Nimitz, our title sponsor at Farmers, or our friends at Lucky Box and Humboldt Casino, or at SeatGeek and Underdog Fantasy. We will catch up Sunday night. Enjoy the Labor Day weekend. Be safe. Enjoy it. Hopefully the Padres can turn the series around Saturday and Sunday. And for Jim, I'm John, and this has been the Wrap-Up Show. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Peace.